Lord Heseltine, who's on the line. Very good morning.
Morning to you.
Is Jacob Rees-Mogg right that there would be a civil war if Boris Johnson tried to re-enter the fray?
Well, Jacob is given to language of an exciting nature. I think that we have no idea what Boris is going to do, because I don't think he's got any idea. He's had to react very quickly to one of the more damaging threats to his life, that he was going to be censored for lying to the House of Commons. And in an extraordinary coup d'etat, he's managed to escape and turn the whole debate into one about Boris and the future of the Conservative Party. He will be quite pleased with the Daily Telegraph and the Daily Mail today, which do feature him as a sort of potential leader and all that. To people like me, he is the man of Brexit, and that is one of the biggest historic disasters that I've ever come across.
Well, if we look at the analysis of the Sunday Times, what they've said is sort of the Johnson potential mutiny has fallen a bit flat.
Yes, but take quote the Mail and the Telegraph, and they're more influential in the Tory membership.
What do you think if Boris Johnson really said, OK, at either one of these by-elections or later on he wanted to sort of wrestle himself back into a seat, and there are lots of different ways that he could make a comeback. Has it got to the point where, some of the analysis has been that he's just run out of road? There isn't really the political or the public appetite to have him rejoin the ranks in such a significant way?
There is an appetite amongst a part of the Conservative Party. And as I say, you can see that reflected in the Mail on Sunday and the Sunday Telegraph. But it would be catastrophic for the Conservative Party, because it would divide it in a way that was very damaging in the short term until it came back to its senses. And it would open the way for the election of a Labour government.
Do you not think that divide is sort of, in essence, already there?
Yes, it is there. You're quite right. That is the tragedy of Brexit. It has divided the party, divided the country, and frankly, we haven't seen anything yet. It's going to get worse. There is no advantage in Brexit. There are a lot of words, there are a lot of images, there are a lot of phrases. There are no results, and all the results there are damaging to this country. And above all else, they are a devastating disappointment for the younger generation, who see themselves as having a role to play in Europe. Can I give you one extraordinary example? I've just come back from holiday in Cyprus, and it occurred to me that Cyprus is closer to the centres of power of the European power bloc today than we are.
Well, the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has fostered a relationship with Ursula von der Leyen in a way that Boris Johnson never managed to do so.
I think that Rishi Sunak has brought sanity back to government. I don't agree with his policies on Brexit, but I think he is now trying to give an explanation to the British people of how serious the situation is, and is trying to impress on a wider and equally important audience that government is about responsibility and decision-taking and trouble-taking, and all of these things he's doing. But he's been handed, of course, the most appalling deck of cards, and he is going to find it extremely difficult to turn that round into an election victory.
An election victory maybe, but in the very short term, he's facing 3 by-elections that the Conservatives will want to secure. How do you think he's going to fare there?
Well, he should get on. I think it's quite possible that he will actually hold, conceivably 3, but more likely 2, which are big Conservative majorities.
I think what Boris Johnson said is that he wanted there to be a Conservative government that was sort of properly Conservative. How many of the people currently in the party that Rishi Sunak presides over hold that sort of Boris Johnson line?
Well, of course, as a proper Conservative, if I may make such a claim, I'm very keen on having a proper Conservative government, one that tells the truth, that trusts the people, that behaves in a responsible way. And that is the characteristic that I have come to admire in my party over a lifetime of service to it. It is incompatible that to think of Boris Johnson in any language of that sort.
Well, the thing that Boris Johnson will say, and some of his supporters, we've even just had a text in now from Chris in Sheffield who says, Boris did better than anyone in the elections. He is a winner. Has that been forgotten? Can Rishi Sunak fulfil that type of role that Boris Johnson did so well?
Well, a winner. Donald Trump is a winner. And at the more extreme, and I don't make this comparison except in terms of democratic victory, Hitler won the general election in Germany. So being a winner is not a characteristic that is all important.
But prime ministers have to win elections, don't they? Rishi Sunak's got an extremely challenging 18 months ahead.
It's how you win and the integrity with which you win. That's what matters.
So if this is an opportunity, I wonder, Sir John Redwood was speaking on Times Radio yesterday, and he said, look, we need to make it clear this is a party that is much better together. There's sort of this proposed opportunity for harmony, for a genuine reset to say the psychodrama, look, we can put an end to that. Is it possible for Rishi Sunak to knit the party together in a way that looks more credible than sort of the bumps we've been going through over the last, I don't know, how long you'd want to say, 2-3 years?
I think that he's got a very, very difficult problem because, first of all, Boris Johnson will not go quiet. And secondly, as we see in today's newspapers, the Mail on Sunday and the Sunday Telegraph will pander to that wing of the Conservative Party, which actually likes and admires Boris Johnson. And as long as those incredibly powerful organs of public opinion continue to do that, Rishi Sunak has a serious problem. And of course, John Redwood is absolutely right. Unity is a hugely advantageous quality in creating public confidence, and not just public confidence actually, but the investment of the commercial world confidence. But the reality is that Boris Johnson is a deeply divisive character, and as long as he is there and he enjoys the support I've just described, Rishi Sunak will find it extremely difficult to unite the party.